Just thought it was kind of a one-sided whooping. You know, he might have won maybe a round. A lot of people expected Berlanga to probably get stopped, you know, halfway through the fight, round 6, round 8, something like that. So, you know, he made it through. So.
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over the ongoing beef between Caleb Plant and Edgar Berlanga. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. And if you haven't already, could you please hit the notification button? If you like the content that I create, what this will allow me to do every time I put something out, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you. Guys, Caleb Plant is doing the rounds in which boxing stars generally do after they win a big fight. We know he's coming off a thrilling knockout victory over Trevor McCumbee. He's currently in New York City, and he stopped by the Breakfast Club, who generally will have a lot of fighters on their show to talk about the sport. Guys, if you want to watch that entire interview, it's about 40 minutes. I have that linked in the description below. But in this, it's just a segment in which you could hear from Caleb's voice in his own perspective about the ongoing beef with Edgar Berlanga. He's going to tell the story of the Munguia-Canelo weigh-in when they got into it, that heated exchange. He's going to talk about what was said, what wasn't said, and his overall perspective on a potential fight with Berlanga. We know Edgar is coming off a loss, the first one of his career against Canelo Alvarez. And I said this before, a fighter's stock doesn't always have to go down during a loss. Berlanga lost for the first time. He didn't get knocked out. I know some naysayers are like, well, what are we giving credit to fighters who lose? He didn't win barely any rounds. But at the same time, a lot of people were talking about Berlanga was going to get starched. Canelo was coming into that fight angry and he was going to knock him out. Berlanga survived. He showed his grit and he stood up to Canelo. There were a few interactions in which they're face-to-face, and call it, say it however you want, Berlanga's stock did go up. And I'll argue anyone about that specific point. We're talking about him now. They keep bringing him up on podcasts. He's doing his rounds. And hell, you make it to the top of the mountain to fight Canelo. You last 12 rounds. Your stock's going up. And at 168, there's some great fights to be made. You got Munguia coming off a thrilling knockout victory this past weekend in Arizona. His name is there. Plant's name is there. Berlanga's name's there. You got Christian Mabili. We don't know what Benavidez is going to do. Is he going to stay at 74? Is he going to come back to 68? All in all, we're going to hear from the horse's mouth himself, Caleb Plant, and help explain the ongoing beef. And could we possibly see a Plant versus Berlanga fight next? All in all, in the comment section below, let's talk about who would win that fight. Would your money be on Caleb, or would it be on the chosen one? Leave all that in the comment section below.
Just stick to the game plan, and if the knockout comes, it comes. Like in 2022, I had, you know, KO of the year against Anthony Durrell, but it's not a shot that I was looking for. It's just, you know, the best knockouts come when you're not looking for it. So, I mean, I feel like it would, you know, the fans would be excited to see it, and you know, he's one of the bigger names in the super middleweight division, and I'm always looking to, you know, get in there with people who have big names or big challenges. And when I had my chance, like, we were never around each other. So as far as him not hating, like, we never talked. But really, I just seen him at the Jaime Munguia weigh-in, and all of a sudden I looked up, and you know, a lot of the focus was like on Canelo and them because it's their fight. And he's standing right next to me, and I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? Da, 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 da. And I was like, man, we need to make a big fight happen. You know, I'm sure, you know, it'd be good for boxing, be good for the fans. And he was like, yeah, but I got a fight already. I was like, all right, cool. Well, you know, if it don't work out, we can fight. And if it does work out, we can fight after, you know, whether you win or lose or whatever. And he's like on his, what does he say? His New York, his bully shit or something like that. And I'm like, look, I get it. You got to fight. Either if you don't get it, we can make it happen. And if we don't get the Canelo fight, then we're going to run it next. That's what you said, right? It's tough. And so, you know, I'm not taking a step back neither. And then I'm like, well, let's get the cameras over here and get it on, you know, for the boxing interviewers. Like, hey, if he fights Canelo, we're going to fight after. If he don't, then we're going to fight next. And his daddy steps in front of him, and all my life, all my boxing career, his daddy steps in front of him and said, no, don't say that on camera. And he said it quiet like that. I'm like, oh, yeah. That gave me confidence, because, like, if his dad was so, you know, confident in his son, then just let him say yeah. even if he wasn't going to follow through and do it, like, why not at least just say, yeah, for the cameras, even if it was just for the cameras? He's like, no, I don't say that.